Hey folks, it's Lindsay Hollis with SPS back in the building over at the O Arena on Oakland University's campus at BCAM. Had a great morning so far. We had Hall of Fame coach Tom Izzo speaking to us. It was a great time, but we also have a Hall of Famer indeed, and Coach Ernie Righetti, representing out of Brighton, Charyl, Stockwell. Interesting, and I'm learning a whole lot with that. And I joked with you earlier, you got the best ringtone in the building, don't you? It was the Godfather. I'm a Godfather fanatic, man.
I've had that a long time. It was a name like Righetti, you could understand.
Yeah, people don't want to mess with you, but I think it was a kind of almost a blessing in disguise that I just was able to pay attention to you, were able to pull you off. You say you're a low-key guy, but also Hall of Famer. Talk about what your coaching career has been like and how you get those great letters, HOF, behind your name.
Well, I was at Roper High School, which is a very small school.
Very influential, very high academic standards.
Yes, and we developed a program there. I was there for 33 years.
33 years.
I was the athletic director there and the girls and boys basketball coach.
Really?
Yes.
So was it that you found a home, you just love that place and say, I'm going to put most of my time in right here?
Well, yeah, generally that's kind of how I am. I get connected with kids and I kind of make that commitment, and both my children went there. So that's why I stayed so long. Yes.
And it would seem that in 33 years, the kids you've coached not only have come back around, but their kids have come back around too. A
lot of them, yes. In fact, I have a couple area coaches that played for me. One is his name's Corey Lett. He's at Pontiac High School.
Okay.
Now he coaches the women's team, and I have a gentleman, Laddie Andehazy, that's at Brother Rice. He's an assistant coach there.
I love it.
And I've had a few others, but
I love it. When did you get that Hall of Fame designation?
That was in, I believe, 2018 or 19. I can't remember.
Wow. Is it a big ceremony? Did someone show up knocking on your door like the NFL and say you made it?
No. It's, obviously, there's a banquet tomorrow that we're inducting 4 other coaches from Michigan.
Awesome.
And I was deeply honored. And, anytime you are recognized by your peers, it's very special.
Yeah.
Very special.
Before we talk about how important BCAM is, my background is sports psychology and also media. I want to put my sports psychology hat on. How has the arc of coaching gone in the 33 years that you've been doing? Or is it more similar than what people would think,
No, actually I started coaching when I was 19 years old. I went to Olivet College and I was the cross-country coach at the high school. So that was in 1973. So I've been doing this quite a while.
I was 3 years out of the game. I wasn't even in yet. That's 50 years ago, man.
It was. And, I coached at a large Class A school, Wayne Memorial High School. And that's where I went to school. And then I coached at Wayne State University for a few years.
I returned to my old high school, Henry Ford, to coach, so that should have been cool.
Yeah.
He said Wayne State, you say?
Yeah, and then I went to Roper for 33 years.
I got that.
So, but yeah, there's been a unbelievable change. I mean, it's more personal with each player now. I think the relationship is within one has grown so much. Like back then, you basically were this figure on top, and people listened to you, and there was no questions, no anything. And now I think today it's more of a mentoring program as well as coaching, but it's got more personal.
Yeah, I guess you didn't know the word burnout, or burnout wasn't even close to happening because after 33 years, so many people in half that time, or even a third of that time, would say, "Oh, it's too much for me." What kept you in it for so long?
Well, that's something I've always wanted to do, even when I was a young boy. And when Tom Izzo talked about living the dream, that was my dream.
Oh, wow.
So, and plus, once my children got involved in athletics also, it kind of prolonged that. But I did retire for a year.
Just 1 year?
But I missed it so bad, I went back to it. And so that's basically.
So we can stay with the Godfather theme. Every time you try to get out, they pull you back in?
Just about, yes.
I love that. Talk about the resource BCAM has been throughout your career and what that means to you.
Well, they've always been an organization that supported growth in your coaching. And I was unable to participate a lot when I was younger because I was coaching 3 sports a year, and I was the athletic director and all that other stuff. Yeah. But probably in the last 15 years, I've been more involved. And again, I think that anytime younger coaches can see older coaches that have kind of stayed with it for a while and try to learn from those people, I think it benefits our sport. Yeah. And BCAM is that that area or that organization that can definitely develop your coaching.
That's right. This may be an age-old question. Why do you think so many coaches, male or female, don't take advantage of a resource like BCAM?
Well, it's funny you asked me that because I tried to get our boys coaches to come here.
Calling you up.
And they didn't show up. So, everybody's busy today, and I think the difference between the younger coaches and the older ones, and I just spoke to the Troy coach, who's a good friend of mine, Gary Freilich. The younger coaches seem to think that everything's going to just happen, and like they'll look at somebody like Coach Freilich and they'll see his program, and then they'll say, well, when I start coaching, it'll be just like that. They don't understand the work involved and the time it takes to develop a program like that. Sure. So I think that's one of the problems.
Is that potentially generational, as in 2023, or the ignorance of youth?
Well, I just think everything is so out there right now. It's like again, I hate to refer to Mr. Izzo, but Coach Izzo, like you talked about, everybody thinks they're going to be in the NBA, so everybody who wants to coach thinks they're going to be at this certain level, but so they don't have any idea of what commitment it takes, and the things that take away from your family and just your time itself. Yeah. So I worry about coaches today a little bit more because they seem to get into it and get out of it right away. And part of that's apparent pressure, and part of that is you don't really make any money on it, but there's very few dinosaurs left that have been in there. And, but they're still there. I mean, there's got to be some out there.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you, I appreciate your service. I will refer to you being a coach of service. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and share. And with the time we have, any shout-outs, anybody you want to acknowledge, anything you want to share with us before we let you go?
No, I just want to encourage all young coaches to, if you're going to get into this area, this business, you want to have at least find a mentor that you can learn from, and don't just go into it cold, because then I think you'll be out in a year or two.
So as they're getting ready to prepare for that interview and saying all the things they're going to do to change the program, they need to be proactive and saying, who am I going to look to work with and connect with? That's great information. Hey, that's why he's a Hall of Famer. We're enjoying this time over here at BCAM. With that being said, Lindsay Hurst with SPS. We'll see you next time. Peace.